Hi, everybody. Hey, y'all. Look at my crazy, messy room. What's up? Emma. Hey, girl. So I know I'm streaming on YouTube because some of my peoples on YouTube don't have Instagram. So I'm also on Instagram. If connection on YouTube goes bad, you guys, go to Instagram at lolgeselle. But yeah. We got 10 people over here, 6 people over here. We're going. Hey, Francis and Jessica. Hi. Thank you guys for coming so much. I'm so excited. Grab your drinks and your snacks. I got some snacks here. Y'all want some peanut butter cups or kisses? I got cookies and cream kisses. Hi, Sarah. Hi, Cuz. Hi, Rachel. Hi, everyone. Hi, Zainab. Oh my gosh. Hello. Okay, so now I have to figure out where she is. Just waiting on Tamika. Bro Ed made it. You guys, what's up, Bro Ed? Is it you that's flying all those planes? Because your videos are pretty scary. I'm afraid of heights. Cookies and cream are your favorite. Look. Oh, your cousin is the pilot. Wow. That's super cool. I'm taking prerequisites. I have a question to ask you. Can I get your email? Yes, my email's in all of my description boxes. It's just lolgeselle@gmail.com. Go ahead and email me there. I can answer questions. Hey, Rachel. Oh my gosh. Hey, girl. Rachel, she's a new ultrasound tech, right? I've seen your videos. Jess, you do. You need it. Okay, now where is she? Someone tell Tamika to get in here. Tamika! Watching this as I get ready for an interview. Ooh, so exciting. Oh, you started ultrasound school this semester. Okay, congrats. Congrats, Rachel. Bro, Ed, it's you. Oh my goodness, you got me there. You know I'm really gullible. Oh, I've got this times two. She's here. Tamika, I need you to join into my live. Tamika, can you get into my live? Tamika, if you go into my live, I can click on you and then we'll connect. Hi, JC, #1 fan, JC. Amy's here. What's up, Amy? Okay, so Tamika, go on Instagram and click on my live. So you'll see at the top of the bar, I'm live. So if you click on that, you're in it, and then I can go live with you. So you need to go onto my Instagram. Hello, June May. Oh, here you go. Okay, she joined. Now I can add her. You guys, I'm so excited for you guys to see this collab. Right now I'm doing this collab with Tamika. She is also an ultrasound technologist. She has been in the field for way longer than I have been. So definitely excited for you guys to see it. She's here. Okay, so hi, Tamika.
Hello.
Here she is, everybody. Everyone can see you too on Instagram.
Awesome. Awesome.
What's
Can they
up?
hear me?
Can you guys hear her? Yes,
Hello?
yes, yes, they can hear you.
Yes. They say yes.
Yes.
I'm
Yes.
watching your feed over here on your YouTube channel as well.
Yes. I know. You guys, this is Tamika. She's from I've Got This Times Two. So if you haven't seen her channel, she also does ultrasound, and she's been in it way longer than me. to ultrasound, but I do have some doubts, and my mom wasn't going to. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to have Tamika talk first, okay? We're going to just basically talk. I'm going to introduce her. For all of you guys who are from my channel, please go to her channel and subscribe. She has hit 1,000.
If they go to my Insta, they can see me as well.
Yes.
FYI.
Also, if you're on her side of the world, also on her Instagram live, you can see her there too.
Yeah. Okay, so I'm Tamika. Nice to meet everyone. And I don't know, Giselle, I'm nervous. I've never done this before, you guys.
This is Tamika's first live, you guys.
I know. I've been in the field for like almost 20 years now. And I wanted to do YouTube to start recording my family, but then I did a video on ultrasound and what I did, and it blew up. It is crazy. I get so many DMs. I know you do, Giselle, about how do I start this field? How do I get into it? And it just went from there. And so now I'm passionate about ultrasound, and I really, truly enjoy like helping people get into this field.
Yes.
Aim it down.
Yes, yes, yes.
There you go.
Okay,
yeah,
so I'm looking
so
at.
That's what I do. I'm a wife, a mother of two. I don't know what else to say.
That's all you gotta say. Woo! That's Tamika, y'all. And if you go to her videos, geez, I'm sorry, y'all. If you go to her videos,
I can say I've got this times two.
Yes. So can you explain why I've got this times two?
Because I am a working woman and I have two kids, and I feel like women who work, they kind of struggle and try to find balance. And so I wanted to create this platform as well to show balance in life, and you can do it all and live your career and have fun and also enjoy your family at the same time.
Yes, yes, yes. That's awesome. See, you guys, you can do it. For those of you who have doubts and stuff. Nat asked, what are you specialized in, Tamika?
I specialize in everything. There's not one, the only thing I don't do is echo, but that's specialized. Like you have to go to school or get trained just for echo. So I do everything else. I do vascular, general, soft tissue, you name it, musculoskeletal, everything.
Yes. So Tamika does everything.
My biggest thing is don't limit yourself in this field because you want to be usable. You want to be, marketable. And so the more you learn and the more you absorb and get all that knowledge, the more money you can make.
True. Yes, yes, yes. And Jack asked, RDCS or RDMS?
Say that again.
She asked, are you RDCS or RDMS?
Well, so that's cardiac. RDCS is cardiac, which is echo. No, I'm not. I'm ARDMS.
She's ARDMS, y'all. So RDCS is for cardiac. Cardiac is usually echo. Sometimes, vascular, but then you have to do RVT, right?
RVT, correct.
Okay. I aspire to be like that with echo. I'm currently studying that. Yay, Nat. Good job. Yeah,
That's
echo is like hard. So do you see the comments on your end, Tamika?
I'm trying to keep up with talking here and also looking at your comments.
Oh yeah. It's you get used to it.
Taking a study break. That's cool. So see, I'm really up far. You are down some more. Okay.
Yeah. So SHXNTE. Is your name Shantae or Shanti? She says she's learning general. And then Hannah said the best field from a student.
Yes, Hannah, you're right.
It's a great field, you guys, and people have no idea about it. For the most part, a lot of times people have no idea.
No, they don't. As well as I didn't know what I was getting into when I entered the field. So, no.
Yeah.
Everybody thinks we do babies all day.
I know. They think we are doing babies, but so this girl's trying to get onto my Instagram, but my profile, I had to private my profile, you guys, because I was having things going on. How do I get her in here? Can you, Markia, can you add Tamika? I'm telling her to add Tamika. Markia. Yeah, can you add Tamika? I've got this times two. You can also go onto her live and then I'll accept your follow. Because yours is your profile public?
Yes.
Yeah. So you can add her. Yeah, she's public. I recently just privated my channel because I've been having some issues.
It makes sense.
Yeah.
Total.
So, you know, but I'm welcome to anyone adding me as long as you're not, you know.
Echo is a good field. My kid says I'm learning Echo.
Yes.
Echo is a wonderful. You know what? Actually, if you want to break down ultrasound into like a tier group, it would probably be Echo, RBT, and then general ultrasound.
Yeah.
So Echo is probably like number one paid position in sonography.
Yeah. Oh, Brax. I believe that's Braxton. Is that Braxton?
That's my son.
Hi. He said, what is your favorite thing about being an ultrasound tech? We get that. Oh, Shantae is Rachel from YouTube. Okay. So Braxton, my favorite thing about being an ultrasound tech is just being able to help others, but with also a really good career. Like, no one's telling you what to do. Okay, like you're the one that has to decide what you need to do. You're the one with the critical thinking, right? And you have to take these orders from doctors and figure out if it's the right order, what you're looking for, is it the correct diagnosis for the exam. Like, it's a lot of thinking, but it's all on you, right? No one's telling you. Well, you learn it, but once you know it, no one's telling you what to do. Yeah. So, and I like that. I like the challenge, but I like also helping others, and it's actually, I think it's never boring. I really like it. What about you, Tamika?
Probably the independent. I would agree. I mean, being independent as far as like, I can go in my room, close my door, and it's just me. The solitude of it is not stressful.
Mm-hmm.
Even with working around other coworkers, you guys kind of like tend to stay in your own little corner. I don't know.
Yeah, you know, I find myself not talking to a lot of people. I mostly talk to my patients.
Yeah, exactly. I love talking to my patients.
I love it too.
I think BBR asked on my side, he asked, is ultrasound nasty?
Mm-hmm. It can be nasty.
It can be. You know, I did a video about 5 things of what guys, like, it's hard for guys to work in this field. And my husband was like, why don't you put testicles? And so he was like, because I wouldn't do the job because I have to scan another man's testicles. So it can be. It's crazy because
you don't.
The side, like the dirty side of ultrasound, you should have, that should be a subject.
It should. It really should.
You know, and you could get blood on yourself sometimes. I mean, it could. I've had women hemorrhage on my table. Like it's
yeah. The nasty part. I mean, you see things that you would have never expected to see before, right? I mean, some people have stuff going on with ulcers. Yep. Bleeding, oozing stuff. So yeah, they don't tell you about that in school.
Any
abscesses. Yep. So I pinned this question here. Rachel asked, why did you choose ultrasound?
To me?
Yes.
I chose ultrasound because my girlfriend, Shannon, told me about, she was going to school. She's like, hey, do you want to go to school for ultrasound? Because we were medical assistants at the time. And so I was like, okay, let's do it. And so at that time, I think I was making like $8.59 an hour. And
$9 an hour, geez.
$9 an hour as a medical assistant, living in San Diego. And so I was like, okay, no, let's do it. And well, I proceeded, and she did the family thing and got pregnant. And so, yeah here I am, 20 years later.
There you go.
And I honestly say I've never been without a job. So
yeah, it's a great field, still growing.
It's great.
Wow. Here's another one. What was your job before becoming a sonographer? Were you a medical assistant?
I was a medical assistant.
Okay, so she had a medical background behind her, which you don't have to have a medical background behind you at all. Lots of people switch. I know a girl who's in school right now who was a performer. She was a singer, and now she wants to do ultrasound. So, you know, as long as you do your research and you figure out if this is for you and the job is for you, you can do whatever you want to do if you put your mind to it, really. You know?
Yeah, Akili asked, can you describe a typical process when doing a scan, A to Z?
Okay.
That's a good one.
Ooh.
So,
okay, go ahead.
I think it might be on my end. Can you see that?
Yeah, I see it, yeah.
Okay, cool. It says, do you have fears going into work with pandemic? Yeah.
Lots of fears, y'all.
Lots of fears. So going, Akila, actually answering your question from A to Z. So you go to the waiting room, you call that patient back, you bring that patient back, and you have to, as a sonographer, get all the deets, like all the tea, like have them spill the tea, because you need to write all that information down. Why are you here? What are you coming for? What type of exam are you having? Because even though you know the order, you want to make sure that patient is understanding what exam that they're having. And then once they say, okay, I'm here for an abdomen, then you explain what that entails. Okay, so I'm going to put some gel on your belly. I'm going to look at your liver, your pancreas, your gallbladder, your organs, and we're going to examine those. And then I'm going to tell you to take a deep breath in and hold it, have the patient lay down. And so you have to explain everything that you're going to do to that patient. And then once the patient lays down, a lot of patients are nervous. So they tend to want to talk and, kind of settle their nerve. And as you're getting into putting a gel on the patient and you're getting ready for the exam, you tell the patient, okay, it might hurt, because you have to. I tell my students this all the time. Make sure that you're doing the job, even though it may hurt the patient at the time, like the pressure, you're probing on the patient, you're pushing on the patient. The patient might say, ow. And then my students tend to want to stop. And I'm like, no, you got to keep going. You got to, talk them to that. Okay, just take a deep breath and, breathe out. And it might hurt for a minute, but it's not going to hurt forever. But I need to get these images for the doctor. And then after you get the patient on the table, it's downhill from there. And then you get your 100 images and the patient's up. You help them up off the bed and they're on their merry-go way. Mm-hmm. I think that explains. Would you agree?
Yeah. So Tamika does outpatient, right? And then I work in a hospital. So it's pretty much same deal, except most of the time these patients are coming in through the emergency room. So you're picking them up from somewhere in the emergency room, or they're already in a room. They're already in their patient room. So once they're already in their patient room, you just kind of like push your machine in there and you go in there and you're like, hello. And you do everything that Tamika said, right? You introduce yourself. You already go in there knowing the history because you look to see if there's any priors, right? And then after you're all said and done, you write your worksheet, which is like what you found, what you describe, and then you give that to the doctor or send it to the doctor, and then they write the final report.
Yeah, absolutely. And it may seem intimidating at first, like, oh my gosh, I'm calling back a stranger. I don't know this person, but I have my music blasting and we just get into a groove. I am so unorthodox when it comes to like your typical tech. You come to my room, you're like, okay, are we at the club or are we at the doctor's?
I know, right?
I'm playing music, and it's gonna be Christmas because I'm blasting Temptations Christmas record all over. But I want my patients to feel comfortable when they come to me. Mm-hmm. And when I worked in the hospital, you would have to go sometimes there's transporters, which is amazing.
Sometimes.
But sometimes you have to push the gurneys and go get the patient yourself. And if they're ER patients, definitely you have to go get them.
Yes.
There's no transporters for ER patients.
Nope, and that's where you have to push them.
Yeah, and sometimes the nurses are so helpful that they'll push the patient on for you. Mm-hmm. And then what else?
I pinned do you see the pinned questions that I'm pinning on the top? I don't know if you see that.
I think so. Is that what's coming over?
Yeah, so there's a question on the top that I put as pinned. So that's the question you're answering. So the question that I pinned was, what aspect of sonography surprised you the most?
Okay. Oh, gosh. I would have to, there's a lot of them. There's not just one.
Name your top one. What is like the most shocking, surprising thing that you're just like, what?
Probably, oh gosh, I can't just think one. I would have to say the speed. I think
Okay.
speed.
Yeah, that's a good one.
And going into the field, because I know we have a lot of new people coming on to sonography world, and I would have to say speed, because in school it was intimidating. You saw your teachers like typing fast and doing all this stuff, and when you got into the field, you felt like, where does all this? Am I going to be like that? How does all this gel together, right? Like, how does this fit into? How am I going to fit into this world that I've now finished and completed, and I'm working in it? And I think that would be the biggest one.
Yeah, sometimes
my speed and make sure, like, how am I going to fit into
this setting and.
Yeah,
because a lot of times when you're a student and you go into it as a student, everyone's helping you. You know, it's okay to be a student and not know what you're doing, right? But once you graduate, that's it. Like, you're a real tech. You got to figure out what you need to do on your own, and you got to figure out the steps to get there. And, you know, you can ask questions, obviously, and you can ask for help, but you know that you graduated and you should be able to know. That's why they put you through clinical and training, so you could be able to do all that. And it is intimidating, because then you're like, I know what I think I know I'm doing, but am I doing it right? You know, am I doing it fast enough?
Exactly.
You know?
Exactly. Now, any stories you will always remember? Do you see that one?
Yeah, let me see.
Any stories out? Yes, there is.
Yeah, definitely. You'll always remember things.
Yeah, like I remember finding my first fetal demise, which is horrible. And the baby was like, I think 32 weeks. I mean, it was horrible. You know, I mean, you have a lot. I mean, you're finding your cancers. You have stories that you will always remember.
Yeah.
I think the greatest one, like the craziest one, is the lady thought she was pregnant with a single embryo, and I found one hiding. She was like, oh no. And so I think that was like the most surprising one. And then I had to go to the ER. And not ER, the OR, operating room. And the doctor was like, I need you to scan this guy's penis. I'm like, what? And
oh my goodness.
I think I made that face at the doctor.
You're like,
and I'm like, you need to scan for why? And at that time, I didn't know how to do penile ultrasound, and there is such a thing out there, penile ultrasound.
It's so funny. I was talking to my coworker about that today.
And really, but he wanted to see if the urethra was open. And so they had to fill him up with saline, and I had to watch the saline go into the bladder backwards. So I thought that was pretty cool. And I'm like,
is that the only time you've ever done that?
For penile, yeah.
That's like the one time. Wow, look at that. One time out of all these years.
One time all we had to do was penile. And see, it is so funny because I did it probably 8 years ago. So it sticks with you.
Yeah.
It sticks with you. But what
else? This one says, any advice for students starting clinical? I start clinics next month. Great job, girl. That's exciting.
Yeah, congratulations. Yay!
It's so hard to get to clinicals.
It is. I know some people who wait to get to a clinical site.
Yeah.
You know, my biggest advice to you is go in there not being nervous.
Yes, don't be nervous.
Yeah, that's going to be hard. And, you know, when I say that is because when you, as a student, you're supposed to relieve the main ultrasound tech. So the ultrasound tech is supposed to be relieved, like, okay, well, I have a student, so she's going to get my patients. She's going to, you know, these are things that you should be able to kind of like get on the first day. You know, get the patient. Okay, this is how we get our patient. And also if they, like at the site that I work at, we don't do paperwork. But if they do paperwork, like say the patient's coming in for abdomen, Giselle's coming in for abdomen, you should pull that paperwork out and look at why she's coming here. If she's having fires, look at the order. And also pull that paperwork and also already have it filled out for the tech. So when she's ready to, you know, put the measurements and everything on the paper, it's already there. Like she doesn't have to fill that out. Like be what is that word that I'm looking for? Like be involved. Don't be reserved. Like don't sit back and wait on the tech to tell you what to do.
I know. Like show initiative.
Yes, show initiative. Because if I'm not going to be wanting to teach you if you're just sitting there. I'm just not.
Yes. And you know what? There's a lot of students out there who like don't offer anything, who don't say yes to stuff, who try to hide. But it's like, why are you trying to get into this field? You need to see everything that you can and do everything that you can, because at one point you're going to be doing it alone. Right?
Yes. And even assisting with patients. I mean, don't sit back and just let the ultrasound tech do it. You know, you're there to think of your externship. You're there to absorb everything that tech is teaching you to replace her.
Yeah,
and
that's true.
That's really how you have to think about it, because you're going to be on that side of things one day. And if you're going into that moment is when I know, okay, you're not going to be ready.
Yep.
No time soon.
Yep.
No time soon. But even if you mess up, it's okay.
Yes. Make all the mistakes.
Take that initiative. Still take that initiative. Okay, I got the next patient.
Yeah.
Show that, because you're more teachable that way. If you say no, then the tech is kind of be like, why are you here?
Yep, exactly.
Yeah.
So no, you're good. So definitely, like when you go to clinicals too, just basically you're there to learn. So just do everything that you can. And you know what? There's some places where they don't let you scan a lot. You know, do your best to ask if you can scan. Do your best if you can ask if you can back scan. A lot of these places are really busy to teach. And it's hard to teach because it's so busy. There's 2 machines. You have 20 patients on the list. You know what I'm saying? So, you know, you want to show them that you want to help. Yes, exactly. Candace, shout out to Candace. She's an ultrasound technologist. She just graduated last year. Woo! Go, Candace, go. Okay, this question, Amy. Amy is one of our avid followers. She's one of our supporters who's been there for a long time. Between me and Tamika. She asked 2 questions. She asked, do you really have to wait and work a whole year before getting registered? And have either of you ever missed something on a scan? And if so, what was the outcome? So I'll let you go, Tamika.
Okay. No, you don't have to work, depending on what criteria you fall under in the ARDMS. When I graduated, I had to work a year first before I could take my ARDMS. But nowadays, BA or associate's degree or background, and that's more in depth, or any degree you could have, actually, any BA. But once you have that, and a lot of a lot of schools are actually offering your physics before you even graduate. So no, you don't have to wait a year to answer that question. And another one was, have I ever missed anything? Of course.
You miss stuff all the time. We are not magicians. The ultrasound machines are not magical, and you can't see everything, guys.
Think of, like, ultrasound is like, where's Waldo? Sometimes you see him, and sometimes you don't. And that's the whole thing of things. And I think the way that I train my techs is really like how I scan my liver. I'm not just about to just, you know, I don't know, have you ran across somebody, and I don't know how you scan your livers, but like a lot of techs just scan through it and then take 1 or 2 page pictures and be done.
Yeah, so that's the thing with the liver. So especially when you do the liver, like you're supposed to actually scan through the whole thing and see if you're missing anything sweeping through. There are sometimes tiny nodules or tiny cysts that you just can't see. You just don't know. You just want to make sure you don't miss a huge mass. Now, at that point, if you miss a huge mass, and if it was like 5, 6, 7, 8 centimeters, and they found it in a scan after you scanned it, then the radiologist is going to ask you or say to you, hey, why didn't you see this? Then that's where you'll be like, oh, and then blah, blah, blah. Why?
I know a good one. One time, and this was early in the field, probably my 2nd year out, and I scanned a kidney, and I got a beautiful kidney. The kidney was so pretty. It was so pretty.
Pretty kidneys. We love pretty kidneys.
Right. On my paperwork, I even wrote negative ultrasound. The doctor called me back. The radiologist is like, well, I see a kidney stone right here. You see the shadowing?
Oh, no.
I was like, okay, well, that's why you're the doctor. I'm the tech. Good, but, you know, at least I took good images.
Yeah.
You know, so you don't, sometimes you will flaw, which is, you know, we're human. And that's one thing about ultrasound. Take your time, but do it efficiently. You know, and because these patients you know, are expecting us to find something that's going on with them, right? And so I pray over my patients.
Yes, I know. And especially like you can't stand there, guys, and scan a kidney for 45 minutes. You have to move on. You have to move on, and if you can't see it, can't see it. But they will let you know. I promise you, they will let you know if you miss something.
Yeah, they do. They do. And you don't get in trouble.
You don't get in trouble. You won't get fired.
Ultrasound 1 is not harmful to your body. And number 2, we can always call that patient back and double check. Let's look at this again. I've had doctors say that to me numerous of times through my 20 years of experience of scanning. And it's like, okay, well, I know you say you didn't see anything, but let's call that patient back and double check again. Okay, great, no problem.
And that's why they have follow-ups.
Yeah, absolutely. So,
yeah, go ahead.
Go ahead.
No, go ahead.
No, you're fine.
Okay. Well, did you want to finish up on that question?
No.
No. Okay. Love Markia. She's the one that came from YouTube. She asked how many patients a day. She also said that she starts clinical next month too. So yay, go Markia! Clinicals, woo!
I do about 10 to 12. What do you do?
It's about 15. 15. If there's small exams, like say like a soft tissue or ascites, we'll do like 17 maybe. But in a 10-hour shift in a hospital, you want to at least get 12 because there's a lot of things that can go in between, and sometimes you can sometimes the patient's not ready, sometimes the patient wants meds, sometimes the patient is in the bathroom. There's so many different things that'll make it hard in the hospital. But in outpatient, you're on a schedule, at least 2 an hour maybe. If you work.
Because in the ER, you may have an outpatient, and then you're done with that outpatient. Then you got to go to the floor and scan 5 patients. Then you got to come back down, and you still got outpatients and ERs waiting for you. So hospitals are very different.
Yo, the hospital, you guys.
It's no joke.
It's no joke, but it's great experience. Great experience, and if you do clinicals in the hospital, you will definitely learn a lot.
And you'll find that your body could bend in so many ways in a hospital.
Yeah, because she was also asking, so you have to be fit, basically.
You don't have to be fit.
You don't have to.
Oh my God. You don't have
goodness.
to be fit.
Yeah, you really don't have to be fit, though.
No, not at all.
Yeah, I mean, you want to just be able to push a machine. My goodness gracious. Emma asked a very popular question. She asked how to deal with rude patients. I get that all the time. Do you?
Absolutely. People are rude in general. Like if you have to understand. As a patient, 1, you're nervous, right? Number 2, they don't know you from Adam. Number 3, you're about to have them pretty much almost nude in front of you.
Yep, and naked. You get used to naked bodies.
Yeah, and it's like they're gonna have some type of chip on their shoulder, especially if you're late calling them back. If they show up to their appointment late, and then I'm mad because now you gotta push my schedule back. So you deal with rude patients 1 step at a time. You don't raise your voice. You stay calm, and you just pretty much at that point when that patient is, you kind of submit. You just be like, okay, I'm sorry, I'm this, or whatever the situation may be. You just pretty much address it at that time. Like, I had a patient, like, I don't want you to touch me. No. You were late, this. And it's like, okay, I will take as much time as you unfortunately that one ran over to your family time. You just explain to them the situation, and 9 times out of 10, people are understanding.
Yeah.
They tend to just go with it. That's how I deal with it. How do you deal with patients?
Yeah, rude patients, you'll get them very often, especially when they're asking you, if they're already in pain, they don't want to be there. They don't know what's going on, and then even an outpatient, they're pretty much for the most part, they don't have pain, but they want to know the answers. They want to know it right now. And you just have to stand your ground for the most part. And, you're not the doctor and you're not the nurse. So if you're not a doctor or a nurse, you can't really help them in those situations. But I just try to be really nice, kind, and try to alleviate the issue with whatever it is going on. And sometimes if they're so rude, you can't really change someone's attitude, and you have to like, you know, change your own attitude just to be like, okay, well, this person's already mad, rude, just let it be. Don't let it ruin your day, because you are going to get those kinds of patients.
Yeah, you just kind of like brush it off. Yep. Brush off your shoulder.
You're like, it's just another day. It's just another day.
But yeah, I think it's not the same as dealing with someone in a grocery store. It's completely different.
Mm-hmm.
You're dealing with someone's lives at this point, and you be compassionate and just let it slide off your shoulder.
Yep. Diana or Deanna, hey girl. I'm pretty sure she's from YouTube too, because I saw her. She said, I have externship in 2 months, but my problem is I don't know if I'm ready because I was online due to COVID, so I wasn't really hands-on for OBGYN and venous. Do you think I should hold on externship?
No.
No way, Jose.
Run fast.
Yep, go into it.
They're going to accept you. Go and observe whatever they're going to, teach you. With that being said, though, like you said that you did finish it online and now you're going to go into the clinicals. Clinicals, just wear a mask and be bold. Show up, be present. That's pretty much what you could do. They're going to teach you how to do OBGYN and venous if they do that externship site.
Yeah,
just because you lack in one modality don't mean that you're not ready.
No.
You're ready.
No, because you know what, guys? I've been doing this for 3, almost 4 years, and I still have the hardest time with OBs. I'm not perfect. I'm not a perfect person, but I can do my job and get the job done and, ask for help, because there are people who are willing to help, and, we're all newbies at one point. We don't learn everything at once. And when I was in the hospital, we didn't get many OBs. I didn't get to go to a high-risk OB site, so OB and pelvic, that's usually my weakest exam. Usually I'm always like, but I get it done and I do it. And you don't want to shy away from it. So if they get you into externship and you're able to do OB and venous, definitely do it. Ask all the questions you can. And scan.
Grab the probe and do it. Let's do
it. Scan. Ooh.
No, they'll teach you. No worries. They will teach you everything you need to know.
Mm-hmm.
That's their job. That's the whole point of their externship.
Yep. Let's see. So what can you really tell them in situations? For example, can you tell mothers what the gender is, etc.? From Rachel.
You answered this question the other day, and you said that we can't. I think you said we can't tell them the gender.
I said we can't, but there was someone who commented on it and was like, super nice. She was super nice, but she was just like, oh, my ultrasound tech told me the gender. So it's like, oh, that's great. It depends, but, we're not supposed to.
Every situation is different. So if I come in and I'm pregnant and you see my belly, or I'm there and you don't see my belly and I'm just 5 weeks along, if you see a heartbeat, you can show them the monitor. If you don't see a heartbeat, you can't show them anything. And this is very crucial because it's a fine line. And you don't want to mess up your license. You don't want to mess up your name. Ultrasound field is very tiny. Mm-hmm. Even though it's so broad, fast, it's very tiny. Everybody know each other. And with that being said, if you have an early OB and you don't see a heartbeat, then you don't turn that monitor for nothing.
Nope.
And then if the patient might say, oh, can I get a picture? And you say, okay, well, the doctor has to, look at the images first. Yeah. You just always blame it on the doctor. Don't ever take
Yeah, because it's not our job. Yeah.
I can't say anything about the exam. I'm just here to see if I'm looking, at your uterus and your ovaries and evaluating they know why they're there. We're evaluating for your baby. That's it. That's all. You don't say anything past that. If it's not viable. If it's not viable, no heartbeat, that's what you say. You don't say, okay, your doctor tells you all the results. We don't print out images. This is the thing that you should say. We don't print out images. We don't show, we don't show the monitor. Oh, I had one patient actually take the monitor and turn it herself. And I'm like, no, you can't. You just can't. You have to be stern and knowing your rights.
Stern.
If the patient is viable and the pregnancy is good and you don't see anything masses or anything distorting the baby itself, you definitely can turn the monitor and be like, oh, look at your baby, and oh, you want to hear the heartbeat? Like, I do all that, and it's fine.
Yeah.
You don't go over the whole thing like, oh, here's the placenta, here's the implantation. You don't do any of that.
No, but you know, some people ask when I'm like in L&D, so I have labor and delivery at my hospital, and sometimes they never had their like follow-up ultrasound, you know, because or it's like coming up and they ask you all these questions, like you can't really tell them, you know, but also it's critical thinking, because if you say something to these patients and the doctor did not say anything, they can tell the doctor, the nurse, they can tell anyone what you said, and then you could get in trouble.
Yeah, because your word as a tech is golden.
Mm-hmm.
Like the ladies mentioned to you before. Well, my tech told me, and a lot of patients like, well, I'll pay you. I'll be quiet. You don't have to say anything.
I had a patient who wanted to slip me money.
Yeah.
Literally, a patient slipped me money and tried, and I was like, "I'm sorry, sir." Like, no.
I had one man yelling at me, "It's my body. Why can't you tell me anything?" I'm sorry, sir. Your doctor got to tell you.
Mm-hmm.
I can't say anything. I'm not a doctor. I'm just a tech.
Yep. I just end it with, "I just take the photo, sir." Like, your doctor will get you the results.
I'm a photographer. I don't do anything else.
But then that's where you get the question that is, do you know what you're looking at?
And I say, yes, I do know what I'm looking at.
I would say, I hope I know what I'm looking at, right?
I said, I've trained for this. I do know I know everything the doctor's going to tell you. However, I cannot say anything to you.
Yep, because that's not our job.
My patient. I don't lie to them.
Yeah, honesty, best policy.
I do. Can you tell me? No.
Nope, I can't tell you. That's seriously, I can't tell you. Let's see. Oh, but there are times where like I have actually told the patient, like sometimes they're looking at the screen,
you're so sweet.
And they're like, what are you looking at? I'll tell them like I'm looking at the kidney. I don't tell them anything about their exam, but I'll be like, oh, that's the kidney. You know, if it's like whatever.
You say what?
Like sometimes, because they were also asking like, oh, what can you say, right? And sometimes I've comforted some people by just telling them like, oh, I'm looking at your kidney right now. Oh, I'm just checking your gallbladder. Like you can say things like that as long as it's nothing about them. Yeah, exactly. Yeah. So you can say things like that.
I tell patients my pictures all the time. Like, here's your uterus, here's your ovaries, and that's it. Like, here's your
in
liver,
that loop, hi.
I mean, I show them, they're like, can I look at my images? I'm like, sure, you can look at them. I just can't go over them with you.
Yeah,
like,
can't talk about it. You know. Karen asks, are you both going to do ultrasound for life? She's curious.
You know, I am not.
No.
I guess I am on the other side of where Giselle is.
Yes, I actually want to say that. I wanted to say that Tamika is, you know, far away from me. We met on YouTube. We met on social media. And guys, she's been doing this for a long time, but we still have the same experiences. I've been doing this for 3-4 years. If you guys can tell, ultrasound hasn't changed. What she knows, like we never even talked about ultrasound before this. What we're going to talk about, it's all the same wherever you go, whatever you do. So yeah, I wanted to tell everyone that like we didn't know each other before this. Like
yeah, we didn't know. We met through. I think you messaged me on
Instagram. Yep.
Hey, I followed you on your YouTube channel.
Yep, your channel.
Yep. And we just started conversing from there, and it just blossomed. So.
Yes, and I love it so much.
And we're both Disney ultrasound
yes,
freaks.
Disney. All my Disney peeps. Hi, Cameron. Love you too. But yeah, she's telling you about what she's doing next. What's her plan, yo?
Yeah, so I'm on the other side of things as far as, you know, the actual tech. I'm more into the teaching part of it and being advocates for new students. That's where I'm at now.
Yes, she's great though. She gives great information. If you guys go watch her YouTube channel, give her more stuff on what she should make videos on. You know, she has a lot of experience.
I have ideas, but then I'm like, maybe they don't want to learn that.
No, I'm sure they do. Anything you can't even find on YouTube, you should do. Because then that's your video. You know what I'm saying? They will go to your channel because you have all these little bitty informations that they could use.
Right.
And people are already watching your stuff. So it's just, see, Rachel says, yes, please post it all.
I want to say their names, but is it Shanti?
Yeah, she said her name was Rachel up above.
Oh, okay. Sorry about that, Rachel.
Oh, you're good.
Yes. I will, definitely.
You know what,
yes, I want
Tamika?
to go into the teaching part as well later
On
yes, please do, Rach.
on YouTube, Cameron asked, "Please teach us online. School is hard." So see, they are actually taking your information. They are listening for you for help and whatnot.
You know what?
She does a mentorship program, y'all.
I do do mentorship. I want to see them, Tamika. Okay,
There you go.
Julia.
You just do it.
I know. And it's so funny because I just bought an ultrasound machine, and I know, right?
I want to buy one. Can someone get me one for Christmas?
To start with because I want to train new students.
There you go.
So they can to bridge that gap from externship to first job. So when they get on that first job, I want them to be like, I could do this. I got this. I want them to have that confidence. And schools don't teach that.
No.
You know, it's like,
they don't teach that kind of stuff. They just let you go.
Yeah. My first job, girl,
Hi, Rita.
My first interview, my first job was like, okay, do a protocol. Girl, I was like, what's that?
You're like, huh?
I literally looked at like, what? And girl, so she looked at me like, no, you just do the protocol you learned in school. And I'm like, no, I don't believe I learned one. I don't know what you're talking about. Girl, I was so lost, and that's scary as a new grad entering the field, because if you don't know what a protocol is, why are you here? And I was so grateful for her because she took me under her wing and showed me everything she knew. Like the next day she was like, okay, well, since you don't know what a protocol is, give me the liver, give me the quadrant lobe, give me the left lobe, give me the portal vein, all this type of stuff. So I was able to get her all those images perfectly.
Wow, there you go.
So that's what landed me my job. It wasn't because because if it was on a protocol, I would have failed.
Yeah.
But she taught me her protocol. She knew that I was trainable. Okay, she got the images. I just need a trainer. And so if the tech knows you're trainable, they're going to pour into you and hold nothing back. So that's why I want to bridge that gap, because I was lost. And I just know how newbies are. It's like, okay, how do I know what to do when I get to my first job?
Yeah. And you guys like go to her channel. In her description box, she has links and stuff in there. She has merch. Are you gonna do a Patreon?
I do have a Patreon account.
Okay. So she's got a Patreon.
All the links are down in on my YouTube channel?
Yeah, on her YouTube description box. Definitely support her. This is what she wants to do for life. So you guys.
Karen says, do we know CPR basic life support? Have you
yes.
tried to save a patient's
Have you?
life? No, I've never had to save a patient's life before. Thank God. I have scanned, not demise, but dead people before. But
Candace is watching.
CPR and BLS, you have to have that to work in medical.
Yes, you need to have BLS no matter what you do. You have to be able to know it. Yeah. There is like an advanced life support, which I think is ALS. I'm not sure. But there's an advanced one where you actually really need to know lots of other things and details and how to do it. Hi, Ultrasound Technician. So Candace actually says, oh, Giselle has a good story about what to do when a patient codes. Yes, you guys, I told them on my live stream that I'm going to do a video. And this video in the future is going to be about the code blue. I had a code blue patient, y'all.
And you get the heck out the way.
And it was on Valentine's Day.
No way.
I was so sad. Yeah.
Oh, did the patient make it?
They made it through 2 rounds.
Don't tell your video. Don't tell your video.
Yeah.
I'll wait for the video.
Yeah, it's definitely a video idea. Thank you, Candace. I did get through. I did have a code blue, which you in this field rarely see. You're not really scanning people that are about to like pass out on you.
No. But if that's the case, they stay in ICU until they're stable.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yep.
Karen laughing.
I know. My heart was beating so fast, guys, during that. But the adrenaline rush is real. It really happens.
Yeah. You definitely have to you have to have CPR or BLS to get into this field. Absolutely. Or any medical field.
Jackie asked, what is moving up in the ladder like for ultrasound?
The more, yeah. So Giselle, when you first started off, how many registries did you have?
I started off with just my SPI. I had a job because I got hired February 2017 before I took any registries. Then graduated in May, and I got hired again without a registry because, you know, they want new grads, people, well, they needed someone, right? And what they did in the hospital was they gave me a timeline of when I needed to complete a registry. So then I started off with abdomen. I did abdomen that, I have it right here, that September 2017, passed abdomen. And then January 2018, passed vascular. And that's what I have right now. I'm studying for pediatrics.
Ultrasound tech, so ultrasound technician, I will answer that question in a minute.
Bless you.
Thank you. So once she has her abdomen, so you went from SPI to abdomen.
Mm-hmm.
In ultrasound, I did a video on this. There's so many modalities that you can find under the branch of just ultrasound. You got OBGYN, you got abdomen, you got, what else? You have neurosonology, you have musculoskeletal. So the more registries you have under your name, the more you climb that ladder. And the more, so I call them initials, the more initials behind your name, the higher pay, the higher, like, you're up that ladder.
Yep.
Versus, say, if I'm just coming in, I just have my SBI, you're so far advanced than me, it's ridiculous. And it goes with just how many years you're in the business. So Giselle has abdomen and also 3 years. So going into a job, they could offer her more money versus just out of school, more money. Yeah, Karen, exactly. Versus coming out of school, you're going to get the lowest pay scale with no registries. So the more registries, the higher ladder you go.
Yes, and eventually, like if you did a bachelor's program, you know, you can do like supervisor almost. Some places you don't need a bachelor's, you could just have an associate's, but you can also move up as to be like a director of a radiology department. You can become a professor and stuff like that. I mean, but you don't really go like, it's not like you need to advance in ultrasound, you know?
Because I mean, if you're getting into this field, you're 9 times out of 10, you're not going to want to be a director of radiology.
Yeah. So you just want to scan for the most part.
Yeah, you just want to scan. So the hospitals typically do it on a tier system. So one modality, 2 modalities, 3 modalities, more modalities, like I said, like for Kaiser, for instance, you know, I know a tech that had 7 registries. So therefore, she was paid like she was the top pay, you know, in that field. Like, I think she got like $75 an hour.
7 registries, holy moly!
Yeah, right. But she was a good test taker. She just knocked them out. Like she didn't.
I don't like tests.
I hate tests. Hate them with a passion. But not to scare you guys.
Yeah. Oh yeah. We can if we can do it, y'all can do it. Okay.
Exactly.
You just have to study, and it's not like nursing where like some schools like you can't if you don't pass it twice, like you're done. In ultrasound, you can take it multiple times, to be honest. I know you don't want to do something 6 times, but I mean, you don't have to give up.
As many times as you need to. If it's 20 times, at least you got it. I mean, it doesn't matter. Like, every test is $250.
Yeah, it's expensive, you know, but I mean, that's why you need to study thoroughly and make sure you're ready. Like, don't just take it just to take it. Just, you know. Yeah. And then, Rachel, I did bachelor's program. I know you're doing an associate's. Most people do associates, but I did a bachelor's. And Candace, you did associates? Mm-hmm. Candace says we're doing something wrong because that girl made $75.
Well, you know what? That's Kaiser, Northern California Kaiser is insane to pay you. Like, they pay their techs.
Dang. Well. Actually, I saw a video just recently. Did you see it? It was like diagnostic medical sonography pay 2020, like top 10 highest paying states and top 10 lowest paying states. And like California was up there on the high part. And same with Texas and New York.
Yep, Simi Valley, which is the Bay Area, Oakland, San Francisco. You're getting so much money. It's ridiculous.
I must move, I guess.
Has actually did their with their union, whatever the Bay Area makes, Sacramento makes. So they merged, and their checks up here makes the same as the Bay Area, so which is nice.
Yeah, that's good. I mean, we make good money here in Vegas too for what it is, but the cost of living is also less here.
Yes, yeah, it is. I mean, because I've even thought about moving to North Carolina, and out there, I would, as a tech, I would only probably get $30 an hour.
Yeah.
Is what I'm not used to.
Yeah, I'm like, versus what you're making in California.
Yeah.
Hi, Lucky.
Yeah.
Hi. How are you? Thank you for coming.
SoCal is not good at pay either.
It's not?
I don't know why Southern California does not meet.
Hi, Lillian.
I don't know if
this NNAA person. Hi, NNAA.
I don't know if they're a tech or not, but
are you an ultrasound student or tech?
Give us some insight if the pay is. What I have looked up, it does not meet what Northern California is. So.
Yeah. Official RDCS student is here. Hey, girl.
Yay.
What's up, girl? She does echo. She's an echo student. And then Karen.
Echo is amazing. I wish I could.
I know.
Understand her.
I wish I knew how to be an echo tech, but
yeah, me too.
Jojo said, I had a cardiologist complain about the quality of my images. Feels bad, yo. I know.
You know what?
It's okay, though.
It's fine.
You did your best, as long as you did your best, right?
And tell him, here's the probe, you could do it.
Yeah, tell the doctor to scan it.
No, you don't. Don't you ever
Just kidding,
that.
Don't do it. But you know what?
Joking.
Do your best, Just do your best and brush it off because you got more patients to do. And then do better. Do better on your future images, right? That'll push you to be better.
Yes.
And Karen is correct. Scan. Yeah, scan. Scan as much as you can. I say it all the time. And then I saw another question I wanted you to answer. She said she was asking about, she hates testes, but she wants to try for a lot of registries. Rachel, she said, I hate tests, but I want to try for a lot of registries. And you definitely should.
The more the better. The more the better.
Mm-hmm. Hi, Tom. Do you see any other questions that we missed? It went pretty quick.
Did we answer Amy's question?
Yeah, we did. I think we did. Yeah. She asked like 2 questions, and we definitely answered the one. Well, Markia asked, so if they say they don't want you to touch them, what do you do next?
You just say, okay, let's reschedule.
Yep. I mean, you can only do what you can. If someone's not going to let you, you can't do it. And then you just tell the doctor, you write a note, you move on, because you don't want to hurt yourself too. Some people will be combative, okay, and you don't want to do that at all, because then that can put your life in danger.
One thing I do want to say is that you have the right to say, I don't want to do this. If you're not comfortable in any situation, you have the right to say, get another tech. I don't feel comfortable. What have you? You're not that's not a permanent situation. You don't have to stay in an environment that you're not comfortable in. Period. Yeah. You can say, this patient is irate and mad and angry. I just don't feel comfortable scanning this patient at this time. Yep. What have you? And let's reschedule or get another tech. You can opt out.
Yeah.
At any time.
And sometimes some people don't want a male to scan them.
No, they don't.
And that's what it is. And if there's no other female, then they have to come back another time. So
I have a new one for you though. Mm-hmm. As a woman, you would think a woman to a woman, if you're scanning me, Giselle, and I'm here for a pelvic, you'd be like, okay, let's do this, right? No problem. But I had a patient the other day who's like, I don't feel comfortable with you scanning me. Okay, why? Well, I know that we're both women, but aren't you supposed to have a chaperone? No, I'm not. Why?
Why do you need someone to chaperone? Yeah, because there's, I can see what you're saying.
Chaperone is like typically, when a guy is doing girl,
there's protocols for these kinds of things.
Yes, and so I felt kind of weird about it. I'm like,
okay,
I don't feel like I should scan you.
So what'd you say and do?
Like, well, if you were a doctor, it would be different. How would it be different?
You guys, we're basically doctors. Okay, we have to know everything about the body. We have to know all the anatomy. We have to know we have to know the reason why you're there. We have to think about what other exams are needed for this test. Sometimes we have to decipher the order. Sometimes we know more than the doctor knows. So we are just the doctor's eyes, but we are basically a doctor.
No, for real. Like I have worked in places where whatever I write out, that's the report.
Yep. Whatever we write up, they believe us. And, that's a lot. That's a lot of pressure, right? Well, I was literally talking to my coworker today saying, like, we should be a pay grade down from a doctor. Because we deal with so much more. We deal with bedside manners. But you know what?
Yeah.
We all love our jobs anyway. We all do it anyway. We all help patients anyway because we want to. And we're in the field, and that's what we go into it for. But we do have to stand up for ourselves too as techs. Candace said, never be afraid to stand up for yourself, especially in situations with sexual harassment, racism, etc.
Absolutely. 100% I agree, Candace. Absolutely. If I'm not comfortable, I will tell you in a minute.
Yeah. I mean, I even one time when I was a student, you guys, when you go to your clinicals or externships, you have a badge that might say student, and ours at the hospital was just huge, like student in orange. And I had a patient who didn't want me to scan her. She was like, she threw a fit and did not want me to scan her. And you know what? Okay, let me go get someone for you. Let me go get the technology. Let me go get my mentor, my preceptor to scan you then.
And it's so funny because I don't even introduce them as students.
Yeah.
I say this is a tech. She's new, and I don't say students. So to broadcast students sometimes is kind of
it's difficult.
That's over the top.
But that's the thing. When patients get mad, I'm like, well, everyone has to learn somewhere, and everyone has to practice and deal with things. We have to learn, because if we don't see it, we don't do it, we don't experience it, we will never know what to do in that situation.
Right. Exactly.
And like, for example, the code blue, like I had no idea how to do that before, but now that I've had an experience, now I know what to do next time.
Right, because I wouldn't know what to do with a code blue. I'm moving. I was like, breathe,
please. I know, it's crazy, but at the end of the day,
everything is typical. Like even with the code blue, code red, all that is like on the wall. Like you're instantly, oxygen, all that is like right there in your room. So don't stress about that. But definitely, it's medicine. Entering the medicine field, it can be overwhelming. Your life, like you're actually scanning. Like I tease my CT techs and MRI techs. I'm like, all you gotta do is press a button. Like. And the machine scans the patient for you, where we're actually going and scanning that organ piece by piece by piece by piece, and we miss things. It can be overwhelming at times. You can find things. It can put you in a downfall. You can miss things, or you have your doctor say, okay, this picture is trash, and go try again. I mean, I've cried before from doctors telling me things, and it's just like, you have to have a tough skin.
Yes.
And that's developed over time.
Yes.
You have to have tough skin. Definitely.
It's definitely developed, you guys, because I'm a very emotional person, and like if someone starts talking to me, like I'll cry really easily. If it affects me, like I'll just cry. But you know what? That's just how I am. But then at the end of the day, I can't, like, if something, it's a learning process, and you learn from it, and then you fix your mistake or fix whatever it is, and then you try not to do it next time.
Right, absolutely. And take notes on your externship so you don't forget. That's a good one.
Yeah.
I was going somewhere with that, but
just take notes, watch what other techs do, learn from them.
Yeah. Also, real fast, this is what I was going to say.
Yes.
Poker face.
Oh yeah, I got a lot of questions about poker face last night. Yes. Poker face.
You know what?
Hi, Armelli.
You smile through it. With me, if I see something, this is the face. I'm not changing my face.
Yeah.
And a lot of texts, I had a student the other day say, I was like, oh God, don't make that face. Like, you can't change your face, and you do want to say like, oh wow, that's cool, or
yeah.
And we're kind of weird in that way. Like when you
we are weird.
Like, oh, this is so cool. Like, oh my gosh, I feel bad for you, but this is so, like you process stuff differently as a text.
Yeah.
And, you try not to get connected. Don't get connected ever, because you have to
separate yourself.
Yeah, girl, like we did that at the same time. We had to have that separation.
Separate, yeah.
If you find something, measure it and move on. You just have to kind of act like you have sunglasses on.
Yeah, because
you can't see your eyes.
And you learn over time too that the more you see things, the more it just becomes, oh, okay, there it is.
Yeah.
And if you find it, that's your job. You're doing your job.
Yes.
There's funny TikToks about poker
really,
face.
Rachel? What'd you say?
Rachel, my facial expressions are so bad. I'm gonna have to work on that. Well, now you have to always wear a mask, you guys, so all they can really see is your eyes.
Your eyes. But don't make that face.
Yeah, don't make that little emoji guy. Armelli on YouTube, she was asking, she just joined the live. So hi, Armelli. She's asking, any tips for job search as a new grad during COVID?
Definitely hit the floor running. Don't limit yourself. I mean, throw your resume out there everywhere. Indeed, be open to move. Be open. Don't stay in your area. Go 30 minutes to an hour outside your radius. I mean, I definitely would start just submitting your resumes all over.
Yeah, get experience somewhere when you can.
I looked on Indeed, and there's quite a few jobs out there.
There's a lot of jobs out there right now. Even on Facebook groups, there's been so many posts about we need this tech, we need this kind of tech, we need anyone looking for a job. I'm like, that's a lot of open positions, y'all. So, just do your research, try to network. I always talk about networking, you guys, because I'm a big person on networking. Like, look at this. I'm talking to Tamika. I found her on social media. We're networking. And she may know people that could help me. And I may know people who could help her. So really, and all of the jobs I've ever gone in life are from networking and knowing people. And, sometimes it's hard to get a job on your own. So just talk to people. Maybe they'll find an opening for you later on. Let them know how much you're interested in the job. So it's definitely harder now. Definitely harder now, but there are opportunities.
They're out there. You just got to. Indeed is a good one. Monster. LinkedIn is a good one.
Yeah, people have emailed me from LinkedIn, just like approaching me. So maybe make a LinkedIn. Yeah.
Yeah. The other one that says has COVID decreased or increased your patient flow.
So at the beginning of COVID, patient flow was actually down. So I didn't work for quite some time. It actually went down because everyone was afraid to go to the hospital. People, weren't going for their exams. People were staying home. And you would think that it would increase your exams, but at the same time, if you scan these COVID patients, you're going to, expose yourself. And, us already as ultrasound techs, we're around patients 15, 20, 30 minutes. And doctors know you will be exposing yourself, but sometimes you have to get that job done. And even then, though, you're not scanning as much as before COVID, I feel like. And now, even with COVID being where it's at, literally the hospital is kind of getting back to where it was before, but it's nowhere near it. Before COVID, our patient lists were at 40, 50, 60. Like, we would do tons of patients a day. So many people coming to the hospital, outpatients. But now it's just like 20, 30, but I think it's picking up slowly, but fall is coming. The flu season, who knows if people are going to stay home, you know. So COVID was like up and down, definitely up and down for the patient flow.
What do you do to protect yourself?
So as far as protection, when we're scanning the COVID patients, we have to make sure, or any patient, yeah. So, you know, you basically are making sure you're wearing your gloves, your hand sanitizing in and out, you're wearing your mask if they are a contact patient, you are cleaning things, sanitizing things all the time. And it's also the same from prior to COVID, after COVID, like it's just 10 times more now. I mean, you were always cleaning, sanitizing, keeping yourself safe, wearing your mask, but now you have to, you know, wear your PAPR or, you know, clean extra things, watch what you're touching, wash your hands a lot, wear your PPE gowns, you know. So, yeah. Don't touch your face or eyes. You know, I actually used to like always like rub my eye, and that's bad. But like I've been more conscious about it.
Yeah, and then the moment you start scanning, that's when your nose want to itch.
Yeah, and you're just like, and these masks though, they've made me sneeze like a lot. Like in the beginning, I was getting a lot of runny nose, and I was just like, oh my god, what is this? But it's just from wearing the mask, and I think you have to kind of get used to it.
It is.
What school did you go to for ultrasound? Asked Mahalia. Hi, I went to UNLV. Where'd you go, Tamika?
A school called Modern Technology College in Southern California.
Modern Technology College?
Modern Technology College.
There's a lot of ultrasound schools. Yeah.
There's what?
Oh, I was telling Mahalia, there's a lot of ultrasound schools. Yeah,
there is now. When I went to school, no.
Yeah, when she's been in the field for a long time.
I was told I had to be an X-ray tech first.
Oh yeah.
Become an ultrasound tech, and I was so discouraged. I'm like, no, there's more. My mom was always telling me there's more ways than one way to skin a cat.
Yeah. So you didn't become an X-ray tech first?
No, not at all. No.
Okay.
I have traveled. Diana is asking, have you guys thought about traveling? I traveled for the past 15 years and absolutely loved it. Love traveling.
Dang, that's so cool.
I love the new environments. I love going into meeting new people, opening and getting the different experiences from radiologists and different machines and things like that. So, yeah, I did.
Yeah, so
have you thought about traveling?
As far as traveling, like I know when you're a traveler tech, you know, they send you places, and then, oops, sorry, someone's texting me. So they send you places, and it's all over the city or states, right?
Yeah.
So traveling, I don't feel like considered a traveling tech but I've scanned in multiple hospitals in the city. And I also scanned in Pahrump. So that was about almost a 45-minute drive to an hour away from my house. So I consider that a travel, you know. But
traveling is considered 30 minutes past your radius.
30 minutes? Okay. Yeah, and I mean, I've always wanted to be a traveling tech. My supervisor, he was a traveling tech. And I told him how I wanted to do it. He said he recommended me being a tech for 5 years before I did that. But I think I have a lot of experience from working at over 10 hospitals, over 5 outpatient clinics. Like, I feel like I am able to work somewhere because I know so many different systems and I can adapt pretty quickly. Like, I'm on my 3rd day of my new job and I'm pretty good at what's happening already. So I would love to be a traveling tech. You get paid good, I think. You get to travel, explore. But I don't think it's good right now.
I know.
But I would love to.
Yeah.
Where did you travel?
I just traveled all in California.
Okay, yeah. So, see? There you go.
From San Diego to Eureka, so the whole tip to tip.
Dang, that's so cool.
I loved it. I absolutely loved it. And that's when, you know, being single and then when I started having kids, my family traveled with me. So it was nice.
Rachel asked, do you have any tips for studying for ultrasound physics? I seen it come by a couple of times, but she wanted to know. Yeah, I've got a video on it. It just kind of shows like a way to focus and thoroughly study. Even though we all know we don't want to study, you kind of have to just do it. And tips, it's just basically the only tips I could say is like study to understand and study to not just to memorize, but to understand. Because a lot of times people just try to memorize things, but also get as much material as you can. It's literally like just
understanding is good. Understanding is good though.
Yeah, understanding it. Because if you are going to need to memorize some things, like for example, what's the sound wave, what's the speed of ultrasound wave through soft tissue? That is definitely going to be on your test. And also like some equations maybe.
What decreases?
Yeah.
I mean,
Mm-hmm.
Increases. There's a lot of things that you need to know. I would definitely say read the book about 2-3 times and
Catching Fights with Jay.
tons and tons and tons of practice. Tons of practice questions. Edelman is a good one. Exome. Just sign up for those and just knock those questions out. The more you do those questions, the more you're prepared for your test.
Yeah, like she said, because
kind of the form.
There's 1,000 questions they can ask you, but you get what, like 150?
100, yeah. Well,
100-ish.
It's a 2 hour. It's like 150,
maybe 175.
Yeah, somewhere in there.
I don't know, 100, over 100 for sure. But
2-hour test.
If you do like 500, 600, 700 questions, chances are you're gonna get some of those. Because physics isn't it's not going to change. And the techs that I've worked with at my new job, they've been doing this also for over 20, 30, 40 years. And they were like, oh, when we were doing it back in the day, we did it on paper. And still the same.
That told me that they used to fly out and see you scan live.
Oh, wow. That is crazy. I mean, they kind of had to. I'm sure back then it was super small too. And even though we're still kind of small and elite, guys, I think ultrasound is such an elite career because every program that people have been telling me, they get 5 students a year, 6, 7, 8 students a year. Like, it is insane.
I think 12 or 10.
Yeah. And I thought it was just Vegas, to be honest. I was like, oh my gosh, 12 people a year? What? But it's really everywhere. It's.
I mean, you have to consider if I had a group of 30 kids that I was teaching, I had to find externships for all 30 people.
Exactly.
So they're not going to put out 30 people at a time. They're just not, So having small groups of classes enables them to find you guys your externship sites.
Yep. I have 3 questions for you for traveling since I don't travel. Karen asked, do they pay for the hotel? How does it work? Candace asked, how do you know when or if there's a right time to start traveling? And how did you do it with kids? So I don't know if you can answer all 3 of those, but.
Okay, so the first one was, do they pay for your hotel? Yes, they do.
And how does it work?
How does it work?
Like, are you contracted with a company?
Yeah, so your assignments are for 13 weeks at a time.
There you go.
So you're paying, and I didn't choose to stay in a hotel. Sometimes I did, sometimes I didn't, depending on how far I was from my house. But then I did in an apartment. They gave me an apartment, and it was like fully furnished. And all you have to do is bring your bag. I didn't have to fly anywhere, so I actually drove my car. So at that time, oh gosh, they gave you gas stipend for your car. They gave you they paid for your apartment, and they paid you an hourly rate, and they also gave you money per day for food. So it makes it seem like a lot, but you probably make about $1,500 to $1,200 a month, a week, and that's with all the other deductions. So on top of the deductions, so your apartment, your gas, your mileage, and then your food per diem per day, and then your what else was it? I think that's it. But yeah, and then they give you hourly pay.
So you're basically taken care of for the most part, and you just decide if you want to go or not. And
right. So say if I should have traveled to Hawaii when I was single. But I could have traveled to Hawaii. Hope they would have had an apartment for me. They would have rented a car for me. They would have made sure I had food per day, which is like I think it's $35 an hour. Or no, $35 a day. I'm sorry, for food. And then your hourly pay though would be between 25 and 30. So you would think like, okay, well, I'm not making that much, but in the grand scheme of things, you are, because you get $35 a day for your food. You get, they're paying for your apartment. That's not coming out of your money. Those other things. I mean, you get perks of traveling just that way. The other one was what?
How do you know when, if there is a right time to start traveling? So when or if, like, how do you know when?
Yeah, you don't know. I just know that the best time to travel is when you feel confident enough to do a scan on your own without any questions. And that's all the exams. You know how to do OB, pelvic, abdomen. You know how to do all of them without question or help. There you go. That's when you know.
And then how'd you do it with kids?
I did it with kids, gosh. All up until they started kindergarten. 5 years. I have a husband. I'm married. So my husband didn't work. And so he traveled with us. And so I made really good money. And so we were able to be like, all right, well, you don't work. You just stay on the kids and we'll be good. And he would take me, drop me off at work, and he'd pick me up for school from
Janessa.
And so, yeah.
Okay.
Hi, Dante. And so, yeah, other than that, it's like, that's what we did.
Yeah.
And that's how I did.
Okay, that's good. I mean, that's really good because a lot of people don't know about traveling either, No information on traveling either, too. People aren't, like, really talking about it. Somebody asked, though, they said, before this, I was also looking into OTA. I don't know if it was OTA or PTA. There's a state license usually required, and I haven't seen anything. So is there no separate licensing per state? Because I want to travel too. And if I did travel therapy, I would have to get licenses for all of the states I would like to work in. So it's definitely different for ultrasound, right? If you have ARDMS, you can work anywhere in the states.
ARDMS is the national, but I know Oregon and New York. Don't quote me on New York, but definitely Oregon. You have to have a state. They have a state test you take, so they do have a state license.
Okay. So I guess it just depends. But I've never.
It doesn't depend on what state you're traveling to.
Yeah.
And when you connect with the traveling agencies, they'll let you know, like, okay, you need this to go to this place or whatever. But 9 times out of 10, when you're a traveler, you don't abide by the state rules. So you're coming, like, your rules will only go by whatever. Like, if I was to travel to New Mexico, I would only go by what California rules is because I'm not a resident of New Mexico.
Oh, yeah. Because you're not a resident.
Right. And so I wouldn't have to do certain things. I'm from New York. Hi, Kathleen.
I know, Kathleen. She said, I'm going to work in Ireland. And
no way.
And she
Where?
said ARDMS is okay and also okay in New York.
Awesome.
Wow. That's so cool. You're welcome, Jody. Oh. You're welcome, Mahalia. She just said Tipperary. I don't know if she meant temporary. I don't know. Tipperary. Tipperary. I don't know what that means.
It might be temporary. I'm going to work in Ireland, and ARDMS is okay, and also in New York. Awesome. So you're a traveler. So that's awesome.
Yeah.
That's awesome.
Yeah. So I guess you just have to see if ARDMS is accepted in that, which ARDMS is national.
Yeah,
but
ARDMS is accepted everywhere across the world. Like if I wanted to go to Guam and work, I could work. I mean, it's not a problem.
Yeah.
I'm married, no kids, going to travel. Absolutely,
Yay.
Karen. Oh, yes. Have fun. Can I come?
I know. Traveling too is a great experience. You get to be like, you get to experience the world. You get more experience in ultrasound. You get to use more machines. Ireland, here I come. You guys,
I want to go to Ireland. That sounds so much fun.
Did you guys?
Justin?
Hi, Justin. Yes. Did you guys know that in other countries the doctors perform the ultrasounds and they don't have ultrasound techs? So like my mentor who taught me everything that I know, she's from Colombia, and she had no idea what an ultrasound tech was out there. She wanted to be a doctor.
Wow.
And but you know, doctors do it out there. But she came, you know, to the US to go to school, and then she found ultrasound and fell in love with it. Hey, Auntie. Hi, Justin.
Hi, Justin. Thank you for joining.
Hello. Look at all those hearts. Yay.
I am in love with this. This is amazing.
I know.
I'm kind of jealous, Giselle. You know, I do lives on there, and I probably get like one person.
Oh my gosh. No. You know, I actually started doing lives this week.
I think, and you've been knocking them out the park.
They've been pretty fun. And I love having you here, and it's really cool to have your perspective, your experience, your history. I mean, we literally have two different backgrounds, and yet we can still answer the same questions, and we both have different insights as well. Kathleen asks, how long did it take you to feel comfortable to work on your own without anyone's help?
2 years.
Tamika said 2 years. It all depends on you, but you want to try to be like, you want to try to do it on your own and become confident, right? It's all about confidence.
Yeah, that's that whole thing of what I was saying, like, if you could do it without. So you have to understand, my background on my externship, I wasn't allowed to touch any patients. I just had to sit for 8 hours a day and not scan no patients. And the way that they did certain exams were completely wrong. So when I went to my interview at a school after I was done my externship, my first interview, she was like, okay, do a DVT. And I flipped the patient over, and I like went from the ankle down to like the back of the calf. And she was like, what are you doing? I'm like, I'm doing a DVT, like rolling out a DVT, which is a deep vein thrombosis, which is rolling out a blood clot in the vein and the leg vein. And she was like, that's not how you do it. I'm like, well, this is what I was shown. Like, I didn't scan it personally, but this is what they were doing at my externship site. So for me, I had to learn vascular.
Kathleen's laughing at you. She LOL'd.
I had to learn abdomen. I had to learn, you know, what a protocol is, for one. And I had to learn just certain things. So it took me 2 years to definitely be comfortable, to be on my own without questioning my exams, without questioning, am I actually seeing something or is it not coming through? Or do I need to go get another ultrasound tech to check my work? It took 2 years to do an OB under 15 minutes, to do, you know, all my actually all my scans under 15 minutes. It took 2 years. Like, you want to be efficient, because when you're out there and you're traveling, they will just be like, okay, they'll throw you to the wolves, and you better know what you're doing.
Yeah, so because I think they expect you to.
Absolutely.
Because you're traveling, you're expected to.
You're supposed to know everything without them having to train you not one time, or you don't ask no questions.
Yeah, you shouldn't have training. You should just be ready.
Yeah, absolutely. So it took me 2 years.
She said, thank you.
Oh, you're welcome. It was Sally. It was yellow, or
it was all yellow. That's Candace.
That's so cute. It was all yellow. I love
it was yellow. All yellow.
What does that mean?
It's a song, I think.
Oh, okay.
I'm pretty sure. Joss, thank you, ladies, for this live video. Really informative. Of course. I'm so happy Tamika's here.
You're welcome.
Go to her channel. She's got a channel. I've got this ×2. So I've got this X2. Yeah. She does YouTube.
I don't know if I could link my link into your thing or not.
I think you can. You can try to drop it. I don't know. You can also drop it in the comment box. Candace said it's a Coldplay song. Yep. It's a song.
What is?
Coldplay.
It's a Coldplay song. Okay,
yeah.
I have to listen to it.
It's a pretty good song. And it was yellow, I think. I think that's how it goes.
That's cute.
Yeah, so she does have YouTube. I also wanted to plug in here real quick. My friend, I don't think she's in here. Is she in here? Jess Marie. She was here in the beginning. Her name's Jess Marie. She's got a small shop on Etsy.
What does she do?
She's the one that did your channel art.
Oh,
yeah. So Jess Marie, I just wanted to shout her out real quick. She just made these Sonographer Life stickers. And right here.
Oh, I love it. On YouTube, you can't see it.
Oh, right here. These Sonographer Life stickers, decals. So if you guys are interested, her information is in all of my description boxes. I just promote her little Etsy channel. She created my channel art. She also helped Tamika with hers. She made this sticker here for my water bottle. See this little Disney castle? She made this sticker for my water bottle. It's got the castle with Mickey in it. And she also made me this decal with my name on it. It's white, so you can't see it, but it says lolgeselle in cursive.
Oh, how pretty.
And I don't know what to put it on, but I love it so much. She does custom made stickers, so definitely check her out. Don't forget to go to I've Got This ×2 and subscribe to her channel.
You did. Mm-hmm. I don't want to miss anybody. Did we miss any questions?
She said, do you guys have to be updated on vaccines?
Yes, you have to.
Mm-hmm. Because you're going to be around people. Yeah.
Yes. Especially if you travel, you have to be vaccinated everywhere, you know.
Yes. And
the different countries you're talking about.
You can opt out of the flu shot, but you'd have to wear a mask all the time. I mean, now we have to wear masks all the time, but before this, you could opt out of the flu shot and you would have to wear a mask. I mean, that's how it was at our hospital.
Flu shots, you know what? I don't work in a hospital, but I've never gotten a flu shot. And if you did not get a flu shot, Giselle is right. You have to wear a mask with every patient. But now that we have to wear a mask, I don't know if they're requiring you to get a flu shot.
I know. Who knows what's going to happen this flu season? It's our first COVID flu season, y'all.
The Mickey Mouse sign for the portal triad.
Yes.
Is that what they called it in your school?
Mickey Mouse sign, portal triad. I think they called it the bunny sign.
Mine was called the Playboy bunny sign.
Yeah, bunny sign.
Playboy.
2 ears in the IVC.
Yeah, it was.
Yeah, the little bunny. But yeah, Mickey Mouse, I like that. Hey, I dig Mickey Mouse. I'm sure there's tons of questions that I can't see in here. How would you scan an incoherent patient if you couldn't tell them to take deep breaths?
Just do your best.
Yeah.
You do your best. Don't worry about the breaths at that point. You just do whatever you can get and call it that. And then on your report to the doctor, you definitely write limited due to patients not able to take breath, due to patient is, incoherent. What did she say? Giselle.
Oh, I'm sorry, what?
What?
I'm sorry. I was reading Candace's comments here. She got it going.
Yeah, so she said if the patient is what?
Oh, if the patient is incoherent. So if they can't follow commands.
That's right on the worksheet for the doctor.
Yes, you have to just tell the doctors everything that happened. If the patient won't roll over, if the patient is combative, if the patient keeps breathing heavily, if the patient won't stop talking, if the patient has so much bowel gas, if the patient has a large body habitus, if you say everything that you can.
Yeah. My biggest thing is acoustically challenged.
Yes, acoustic.
If I'm this gassy, acoustically challenged.
Mm-hmm.
Patient is morbidly obese. I mean, you literally write everything down on that patient, on that paper for that doctor.
Yeah. And I mean, you guys, if you work in a hospital too, you'll have ICU patients, ventilated patients, patients who have who can't move, and you just have to do it. You have to ask the nurse for help sometimes. Sometimes there's.
Yeah, absolutely. I tell you, you're gonna learn how to twist your body in all those ways. I did a outpatient from the jail, inmate. He was an inmate. Mm-hmm. Girl, he was 700 pounds.
Mm.
And they wanted me
Our
to do
favorite. Ooh, kidneys
like,
on a
really?
700-pounder. Do you really note down limited to patient talking on your report? Yep. On my report, I'll say patient won't stop talking. Because if I do a carotid and they won't stop talking, you're going to see a little on the carotids. If a patient is, you're trying to get a liver, but they keep moving, your picture is going to look blurry. The doctor may think you're a bad ultrasound tech, but really, it's just a difficult patient.
Or they might say, well, what's wrong with this waveform?
Yeah.
And you're like,
patient won't stop talking. You
Right.
guys, I had a, so there's this floor where you have like some interesting patients. I had a patient, okay, this is one, I questioned earlier where she was like, do you remember patients? I had a patient where they were mumbling, jumbling. I was doing a carotid, mumbling, jumbling under their breath, little creepy things like creepy, scary things, like in a scary movie, y'all. And like you ask them to like be quiet in a nice way, and then they were like looking in the corner and was like, there's someone behind you, they're behind you, like, and I was like freaking out. I just had to get through that carotid as fast as I could because I was so scared. You never know, right? And those are the kinds of patients that are difficult. Candace said, patient is a poor historian is my jam. Yeah, some patients have no idea about their history. You ask them if they had their gallbladder removed. They had it removed, but they had no idea they had it removed.
Yeah. Like, you see the scar on your abdomen? Yeah. They removed your gallbladder. It's great for when you get a patient from the ER, rule out gallstones, and the patient had her gallbladder taken out.
Yeah.
Doctor, I'm going to need to do your research.
Mm-hmm. And then I'm like, there's tons of times where we just cancel those exams because they're like, oh, no gallbladder? Okay. I'm like, oh, okay.
We still have to scan them. We still have to scan them.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
So it's just like you kind of just
we don't get to say no.
Yeah,
you just say no to an exam.
You just do what you can.
If the doctor wrote down on the patient on the order, rule out gallstones or rule out this is a good one. Rule out a pelvic mass. She had a hysterectomy.
Oh yeah.
And but we still gotta scan it. We still gotta scan that.
You still gotta do it. I mean, today I scanned a lady who had a full hysterectomy and still did a T-vag. Yeah. You're just looking at nothing. But you never know. There might be something there. You never know. That's what our job is.
We could have a mass there. It could be something, pressure, a mass on her rectum. You can see it.
Yeah.
So, yeah, absolutely.
Hi, Eric. I highly recommend wearing a mask with every patient regardless of COVID. Yeah.
Absolutely.
Definitely.
Absolutely.
Never too bad. Like, should always be safe, right?
Yeah. I wear 2 masks and a shield.
Oh my gosh. One of the first videos, guys, that I saw of Tamika, one of her first videos that I've ever seen, which was a couple weeks ago, was her day in the life video. And she was talking about how she wears 2 masks. And like she had a little indent on her face. I was like, oh.
Girl, I can't. I have to protect my kids. One of my sons is asthmatic, and
you have to protect us.
Well,
we don't just do it for ourselves. We do it for the people around us.
Yeah, absolutely, absolutely. I take care of my dad, and it's no.
Hi, Asma. I'm so happy you're here and you made it. And you guys, if you came in late, these will be uploaded so you can rewatch it.
It says, Kathleen asked when scanning.
Mm-hmm. Oh.
And you finish your report, does the radiologist tell you at that time to redo the scan if he or she couldn't read it? No, because your images might be like at the low end of the totem pole with the radiologist as he's reading. Mm-hmm. So you let that patient go already, and then they'll tell you after when they get to that scan. Or does that make sense? Mm-hmm. So I'm the radiologist, and you're 10th in my list of exams to read. And by the time I get there, that patient's already gone. But then I'll leave the notes or put in the report, have patient come back for this follow-up or whatever.
Yes, and that is definitely outpatient tip, you know, because I just started my outpatient job, literally 3rd day on the outpatient job. And you let these patients go right after, you know, so most of the time you let them go right after. So if you need more pictures or more images, the radiologist will tell you to have them come back, reschedule for them to come back. In the hospital, though, these patients, if they're inpatients, if they're in the ER, and the radiologist actually can tell you, hey, I need more pictures on this because they're in the hospital still. But as far as outpatient goes, they don't really, you pretty much get your pictures and they go.
Yeah. The only exam that I check with the doctor in an outpatient is a breast.
Yes,
if the patient is doing a breast, then I have to go show that doctor those images before I let that patient leave.
Yes.
But any other exam, if I didn't see something alarming, then I can let that patient go. Yeah.
Hi, Ashley. Yes, breast is very important because you need to have a breast radiologist or a breast doctor. You have to have a mammogram most of the time, right, to accompany that ultrasound. So
yeah,
you have to. It's a very intricate exam. I'm actually just learning. Oh no. Sorry. Hello. I got a phone call.
Oh no.
Oh, so I actually am learning breasts right now because in the hospital we don't really scan breasts. We just scan for abscess, scan the palpable area, you know, make sure there's no mass like right there or abscess. But they have to have a mammogram most of the time, and they have to have a special doctor reading them. So I'm learning. I just learned like upper outer quadrant, upper inner quadrant, lower inner quadrant, lower outer quadrant. I'm learning, guys.
Breasts are very easy, but very detailed.
Yes.
You don't want to miss anything. You can miss a small. And FYI, just for ultrasound techs coming into the field, or if you want to know this, ultrasound measures in millimeters or centimeters. So if it's, you know, greater than, you know, certain amount of millimeters, you convert it to centimeters convert to millimeters.
Yeah.
So those are the two things that you'll hear.
Millimeters and centimeters. Sometimes centimeters per second when you're doing velocities.
Yeah.
Hi, Ashley. I'm so happy you're here. Joss asked you double check your images had transferred to PACS before letting the patient go. Yes, of course. You want to make sure your images went through.
Do I double check your images had transferred to PACS before? Yeah.
It depends where you work. I mean, what if you well, once you, every system is different, right? Some of them will just stay on the machine and you don't need to. So it'll upload it later. Sometimes they're connected to Wi-Fi and it just goes right away.
Right.
So these things are already.
Typically it will store to your machine first, and then if the patient's gone, you can always try to keep resending.
Yes. But, for example, oh my gosh, that happened today. One of our girl's last patients was like an add-on stat bilateral lower extremity venous, right? Add-on stat. And she did the exam. She was pretty much done. We clock out at 4:30. She was done at around 4:15. But then the images weren't transferring. And it's not that you have to keep the patient. Patient can go. Images are on the machine. It's just they weren't going. Yeah, and it was negative. Yes, so patient can go because it was negative. But if it was positive, you'd obviously have him stay. But what she had done was she went into the reading room and was like, hey, I'm sorry, like my images aren't transferring right now. I did do the exam, though it is negative, so patient's going to go. But we were like, why are these transferring? We have no idea.
Yeah, you just got to reconnect the connections, check the ports and all that. But yeah, it does happen. It does happen.
Joss heard horror stories of where images were erased accidentally. You know the awkward thing is I've had some crazy mistakes like that. Have you?
Absolutely. I did a whole abdomen once, and the patient left and everything, and I accidentally pressed delete on all the images. I was like, oh, dang it.
Yep.
And so I had to call the patient back. Not that day. We rescheduled her, but, I mean, it happens. I mean, it's technology. We're dealing with technology, and especially as ultrasound techs, our buttons are very close together on our machine. So sometimes it may slip or what have you, but 9 times out of 10, I've even scanned the patient under the wrong name. I mean, it happens.
Yep.
I hate when the patient gets up and knowing good and well their name is not Gloria Singh, and they get up and they come in the room and, we check that this is not the patient. Why are you here?
I know, exactly. So that's why you have to have the markers, right? You have to ask them their last name, date of birth. Some places ask for the maiden name, but I don't know. It just depends where you work. But always date of birth, last name.
Yeah, it's 3 of them. It's
wristband,
name, date of birth, first and last name, and date of birth. And it's
check the wristband.
You get those.
If they have a wristband.
Yeah.
Don't you love the abdomen complete scans for constipation? Those are the best, right?
Girl. And it's 9 times out of 10 for right upper quadrant pain. Why are we doing a full abdomen?
Yes.
But and sometimes I've changed orders. If the patient's pain is all on the right side and they're really focused over here, there's, if it says full abdomen, I do it. But if it says on the order full abdomen liver, I'm changing that to a right upper quadrant.
Exactly. That's where your critical thinking comes into play. Because why did they need an abdomen if it's constipation? What organ would they be looking at for constipation? But yeah, I mean, it does happen. Doctors, they just want to get exams done. Ashley, I found your channel because I'm interested in becoming an ultrasound tech. Is there anything you don't like about the job? Hi, Ashley. Anything you don't like about the job? I mean, there's tons of things people will have that they don't like about jobs, cons in any field and career.
Yeah, I think this early on in the field in this career, I absolutely had no complaints whatsoever. Now it's more or less of, I want to be at home with my kids. They're young still, and my hours, things like that, long hours. I don't want to work long hours. So it just goes into, after 20 years, you're kind of burnt out. But
yeah, the burnout is real in this field.
Yeah, it is. And I think after 15 years, it's like, okay, what should I keep doing? But as you can vouch, Giselle, like once you're in this field, like you stay in this field. Like there's nobody, you work with 30-year seasoned techs. Like we don't go nowhere. Once we're in this career, this is it. Like this is home for us, and no, it's not, I can't say there's anything bad about this other than dealing with blood, human, like orifices and stuff like that, bags, smells. Believe me, there's been many times where I've had to put an alcohol swab underneath my nose over my mask because going into a patient's room or having a patient on my bed that just does not smell femininely correct, it's not good.
Yes, exactly what you said.
Like, okay, you're coming here for a comfortable down. Why did you go home and take a shower first?
I know, and a lot of times, you just kind of, the things that you find that you don't like about the job, we almost just deal with it because we love our job.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
People wouldn't be in this field for 30, 40 years if they didn't like it.
Yeah, exactly. Compassion for patients. My compassion for patients is out of this world. Like, I will literally put on a man's pants for him and his socks and his shoes, or help someone off the table. I mean,
help people put their clothes on.
Yeah, absolutely. So I absolutely love that part of my job. Yeah,
take care of people, like you would want people to take care of you and your family. Like it's truly that. And even you'll have hard, stressful days, but it's still worth it at the end of the day because you love what you're doing. It's a good field, good career, and every job is going to be hard. I mean, sales is hard. Selling things is hard. Working in the food industry is hard, but people have to work, do their job, do it correctly. And that's what we just try to do, but also, care for these patients. And especially in some of the hardest times of their life. Today, I had a patient who was talking about, she wanted to be there for her grandkids, She didn't know she was going to be there for her grandkids. Like, you need to be able to talk to them. And I wanted to cry, but I didn't cry. It's just things like that you have to deal with.
Yeah, and you just be encouraging. Be that light that you could be with people. Be that bright light that, like, oh man, you made me really feel good today. Like, just go over and above for people, which is nice.
Exactly. Yeah. And a lot of ultrasound techs are like that. You are going to find some who aren't like that. And that's that's on the person, right? There are people who hate this job. That's them. That's their choice. I think if you go into a career, you should want to do that job. And sometimes I feel like this job is hard to do if you don't like your job,
I think so. I mean, because it's the same thing every day. It's not like
same thing.
It's repetitive.
Same day, different patient, different history, different background, but same thing. You're trying to figure out what's going on, what's wrong with them, and you're helping them. Candace has a complaint. She's an ultrasound tech. She's a newer ultrasound tech. So she said, my only complaints are how hard it is on your body and lack of awareness about our job, which is why you guys are awesome for doing YouTube. Shameless plug.
Okay, so I've been in this field for 20 years to people who are just joining.
Yes, she's been in it for a while. And someone asked you, if you had pain.
Like, I don't have pain.
No pain for Tamika, y'all.
I know. No, so what I'm saying that is that I have not gotten injured on my job to cause pain.
Yeah, because most people are worried about that, correct? Going into it. They're worried about the pain.
A lot of questions about pain, is it hard on your body? Is it hard? Okay, so with ultrasound, you can choose to either stand or sit. Like, you
choose.
Don't have to stand.
Yep.
The hard part on your body comes when you work in a hospital and you have to push gurneys and you have to stretch over somebody's gurney to scan their left kidney because they can't roll over. Now you're laying on the patient, you're stretching your body, you're doing like you're contorting your body, right, to get that image. That's the only part. That's the only, to me, that stands out to where you could hurt one of your arms or hurt your back. But as far as working in an outpatient clinic, no, 9 times out of 10, your patients are walking in. They're ambulatory.
Yes, you guys, I work in a hospital, and then I just got hired as an outpatient tech. So what Tamika did, and basically, it's different. It's so different. All these patients walk in, walk out, walk in, walk out. You scan them. That's it. And I can choose if I stand or sit.
You don't find that like it's not causing harm. If you were to do that for 15 years, you could see like, okay, I'm not getting no harm out of this. But working in a hospital, pushing gurneys, going up and pushing the machine, things that you're not used to on a normal day basis, you can find maybe that you might hurt yourself.
Yeah. So, I mean, Candace and I, we're coworkers. We work together.
No ergonomics. Right.
Yeah. Yeah. Me and Candace work together, guys. Go to her page. It Was All Yellow. She's also an ultrasound tech. Basically, in the hospital, your body is being worked. And not only in a hospital in general, our hospital is a very busy hospital.
Yep.
So when you have a very busy hospital, they expect you to do all these patients. They expect you to, get everything done as fast as you can.
Get the job done. Yeah.
Get the job done. But sometimes you have to slow down and also remember your body. Remember your body.
We're
I know we're falling. I have to charge my phone. It's dying. But can you still see me?
I can.
Okay. Yeah, so it's just like ergonomics is very important. Yes, she said ICU equals no ergonomics. I have scanned like 500-pound patients and had to reach my whole entire body over them, sometimes go across the other side, scan their left kidney, and walk back, cine loop back, take the picture, figure it out.
Exactly. Press freeze. I've had patients, here, this button right here, I need you to press this button when I say it.
Yeah,
and then
please.
I'll go around the bed and reach the, absolutely, 100%.
Mm-hmm.
The wear and tear on your body in the hospital is far greater than an outpatient. Absolutely, 100% down.
But it is preventable.
Hospitals have switched over to ergonomics and helping the techs get the proper equipment to make sure you're doing your job more efficiently without being hurt on the job. So, I always tell my kids, okay, not too rough. You can't mess with mom's moneymaker. So
I know.
It's my moneymaker. So
you guys, I hurt my wrist too, like 2 weeks ago. So
no way.
Yeah, and it was really difficult to scan. I was so like, ah.
I don't play with my hands, my wrist, my arms.
Yes, don't text a lot.
I've been getting my arms insured.
Mm-hmm.
I've actually looked into that.
Yeah, there you go. Because you never know.
Anything that's comfortable, Karen.
Yes, anything comfortable.
Comfortability. I do anything with like a memory foam, a high arch support.
And everyone's feet are different.
This is the one you did. What?
Everyone's feet are different too, you know.
I can hear you.
Can you hear me now?
No, you're.
How about now?
Now, yeah.
Oh, okay. That was weird. I was saying that everyone's feet are different too.
Yeah,
and the way they stand.
But what my, because I went to the podiatrist because I was concerned about that because I got plantar fasciitis and it was like really painful. He was like, make sure if you're standing on your feet all day, like nurses or like we do, definitely get something with a high arch, something firm arch where it could be supportive because that's what gives you the plantar fasciitis. Wearing flat shoes all day long will eventually mess up your feet.
Yes.
Custom insoles do help. Definitely.
I wear compression socks.
Girl, compression socks save my legs. Like, really. That's a good one. That's what I was going to say, too. Get compression socks. Walmart carries them. I know you got yours from Figs. Mm-hmm. So definitely do
Amazon.
Your research on your, Amazon. And, you know, I have these Pumas that I wear, and they are so freaking comfortable.
Pumas were my first pair of shoes for when I was in the field.
Knocking it out.
Puma has great cushion knees, like in their little. They have it's called memory foam. Yeah.
It's like gel something. Girl, it's amazing.
Mm-hmm.
It's amazing.
I recommend Puma too. Most of the time, Puma and New Balance.
Yep, New Balance is a good one.
And then Shell, hi Shell. She said disability insurance, Linux hand forearm massager, wrist supports while sleeping, compression socks, reflexology, Cairo. All the things we have to do to help our bodies and maintain in these medical fields. Yes. Hi Shell.
Yeah. But if you do go to a Cairo, if you do all these other things, massages, all that, keep the receipts because it's a tax write-off.
Yeah, keep your receipts, guys.
For your job.
I have a couple questions on YouTube if you want to go over and read them.
Yeah. Go ahead.
Okay. What were your grades for high school math and sciences? And what about neurosonography? Have you done any of that? Mm-hmm. High school.
I love neurosonology. And if I could do that full time, I would. Ooh. And my grades in high school, oh God, girl. I think I passed high school with high C average. My focus after school, I went to Sac State, which is a university here in Sacramento. Mm-hmm. I think it was like, I say high C, it might have been a low B. But I got in and I got accepted to the RN program there. So I knew medicine was the field that I wanted to go down. I just didn't know how I was going to get there. So, no, it does not matter. I don't think it matters.
Shell said C's get degrees. Your high school grades don't really matter. Your college grades, pretty much. Yeah. I mean, high school grades matter only if like you're trying to go to the prestigious school ever. Yeah. But you just want to get the requirement to get into the program. Obviously, if you're getting into a program, you want to be on the higher side of it. That's later when you're in college. But as far as high school goes, I mean, high school math, I was like an A/B student in math and sciences in high school, I'd say. And then in college, I was like a BC student.
Math is not a strong suit for me.
Yeah, math is not my strong suit, and I'm Asian.
Science. Give me science. I ate science all the way through high school, but math, don't give me math. I cannot do it.
Yeah, science is pretty fun, but math is. I had to retake math, you guys, in college. I'm not ashamed. I retook it like twice.
Girl, I think in college I had to do that math if you test, they're like, okay, you qualify for the lowest math ever.
Great. Oh my gosh, yeah, the math levels. There's like math levels in college, and you have to take one to get into one, or you have to take this one into that one. Yeah.
Yeah.
Do you feel this job supports the lifestyle you've dreamed of?
Absolutely, 100% yes.
Yes.
I could travel all around the world if I wanted to.
Yes, Ashley, it's great. It's a great job.
I took my family on a cruise. You know,
and
I say my husband and I.
Yeah. They work hard.
No,
you work hard. It's you get what you deserve, really, right?
Absolutely, absolutely. Even it was Yellow said yes.
Yes, even Candace says yes. She says yes. She's an ultrasound technologist who has been in it. What now? Over a year and a half, almost 2 years. She also is living the life, guys. Living the life. Yeah. Y'all watch my my Disney videos on YouTube. Been living the life at Disney.
You know, the one thing I will say though with ultrasound and the money, if you're not used to it, you will spend it.
Mm-hmm.
And that's
save
what
your
I
money.
did. I've made tons of mistakes as far as spending. You know, go to Vegas and splurge $1,000, $2,000, $3,000. It doesn't matter. Like I was single then, but you have to be cautious and invest very well.
You know, I wanted to do a suggested video, which is like talk about, you know, 401ks, Roth IRAs, things like that I wish I knew 5 years ago.
Absolutely.
And then she also has a video financial side of ultrasound, guys. So if you're new here, she's Tamika. I've got this ×2. Go check out her channel. She has ultrasound videos. She's been in this field for over 20 years. Financially, it is tough in the beginning, but you get through it.
You do. I wish I would have bought my Louis Vuittons back then and all that, but
I mean,
we're kids. But you know, I wanted to give my kids something. This job has actually opened up where I'm able to give my kids like spoiled and rotten, and not feeling in my bank account. If that makes sense.
Yes.
So it's really nice. It's really nice.
It's definitely a great job for lifestyle. I mean, I wanted to be a nurse, right? And we make pretty good money, just like nurses. Nurses make good money, and we also make good money. Have you worked with condescending radiologists? And if you have, how did you handle it? Thank you, Akili.
What did you say?
Have you worked with condescending radiologists? And if yes, how did you handle it?
I cried.
She says yes, and she cried, Joss.
I cried. I mean, you know, because I had to come home and like regroup because I have to figure like doctors put their pants on one leg at a time, just like me. And if they want to be rude or what have you, then they can scan the patient themselves. I don't ever sit there and argue with a doctor. That if he tells me to go do something, I'm going to do it 100 times because it's my job. But doctors will have, and that's the luxury of traveling because you get to be open to all that. Like working in one institute for 20 years doesn't open you up for other things that could happen, right?
Yeah.
Working with bad radiologists, working with rude techs. You know, if you have a perfect environment and you go outside that environment and you're like, oh gosh, what is this? You know, so traveling has definitely opened that up for me. And I have worked with radiologists that are very condescending.
Yeah, I see stories all the time.
And then that's when I just I tell the radiologist, can you come in the room and scan with me? I tell them in a minute.
Yeah, I mean, she's had that experience. I haven't had really experience with condescending radiologists yet, but I have had experience with, you know, just people in the work field being kind of rude. I mean, and you kind of just, you learn, you don't act on it because, you know, you're better than that, right? To just take your frustrations out, and you kind of just have to think like, okay, is this going to
Rachel.
Bye, Rachel. Like, is it better in the long run for you to say something or just not say it at all? And, you know, if it's something that really needs to be brought up, you need to tell the supervisor. Tell the lead, right?
Thank you, Karen.
Are you affected by radiation?
No. This job has zero radiation whatsoever.
No radiation,
That's
Ashley.
why I kind of like was okay with this field, because it was not harmful to me or my patients.
Yeah, that was the first reason why I liked ultrasound. No radiation.
Yeah, Jess Marie says I'm back.
Jess Marie, I shouted out your shop. Jess Marie, XOXO Jess Marie. She's designed by Jess Marie. She's the one that created these awesome sonographer life stickers. If you're a sonographer, aspiring sonographer, check out her shop. Yeah, she created Tamika's merch. So, you know, check her out. Oh, she's on Etsy, designs by Jess Marie. She's back. So we're gonna do a couple more questions here. We've been on this live for over 2 hours, you guys, and yes, and we actually didn't know how it would go. So you guys, thank you so much. Yeah.
You want to see more of these?
Yeah. Do you guys want more live calls live together? I am posting these on YouTube, so you guys can rewatch the whole thing. Other people who haven't seen it will be able to watch it. It's also going to be on my Instagram reel. Maybe she can host it. Yeah, I am hoping that she can also. You can probably host one too one day, and so you can get it onto your channel. Definitely, if you guys want this, please comment on our stuff. DM us. You know we're here. We're open to anything. And I didn't even know it was 2 hours, you guys, because I gotta have dinner soon.
I know. I haven't even eaten. My kids haven't eaten. Have you done call?
Yes. Have you done call?
I have.
Yes.
Someone asked a question.
Okay.
Can we talk about call?
Please, could you talk about call? Yeah. So that's a great video that we should do. One of us, either us. We can both have our own call videos. We both experience different things. If we really wanted to, she could have a call video. I could have a call video. That's the great thing about YouTube.
In call, in one weekend, I made $7,000.
Holy balonies. You guys, did you hear that? She's made $7,000 one weekend on call.
Now, what I can say to that, though, is it's not like that no more.
Yeah, it's probably not like that anymore. But holy heckin' bobs.
Yeah.
Holy heckin' bobs.
And I was 8 months pregnant.
You were 8 months pregnant at the time? You guys, she made $7,000. Okay, like she said, it's probably not like that anymore, but you can make a lot on call.
Yeah.
So pretty much, it's probably the same as before, but pretty much you have a set time to be the on-call tech, and they will call you in if they need an exam done. And it's usually at night between like 10:30, 11 p.m. to what, like 7 a.m.?
It's only 7 to 7.
7 to 7. Oh, where you were at 7 to 7.
Yeah.
For us out here, it's mostly 11:30 to 7.
Because your last tech leaves the hospital at
11:30. Yeah. So whenever the last tech leaves, you'll have an on-call shift.
And it starts from that time to the morning.
Yes. And if they have an exam, a stat exam, they will call you in to do that. Different places pay differently. Some pay per exam.
Yes.
Some pay per hour. Some pay per exam plus per hour. So it just honestly depends where you work.
And also, like I said, it's not like that before, because you used to get pager pay as well.
Wow.
And
pager pay?
Pager pay. Girl, pagers. That's when pagers was in.
Pagers, y'all. Do y'all know what a pager is?
Okay. So, like, for that whole 7 or 12 hours you were on call, you got that pager pay as well on top of your hourly wage, on top of per patient. So it's different. Wow.
Yeah. I mean, honestly, call, it's great when you're young, because, you know, you're young and you're able to handle it. It's tough when you're older, right? Because your sleep cycle, or if you have family, you know, you have to sneak out and not wake anybody up, you know, things like that. But I mean, like you lay down and then they call you, you know, or you like knock out and then they call you. So sometimes when I used to be on call, I would sleep in my car.
Sleep in my car, sleep on a gurney in the room.
Sleep in the room.
Yep.
2020. Oh.
You're frozen.
Are we there? Okay. We good? Okay. A couple more questions. Which ones do you want to answer, Tamika? We only can take a couple more, so.
Well, I know one said that, can you get stones after your gallbladder removed? Yes, you can. The bile duct. They could be left in the bile duct. It's called colido. And then benefits, what do you recommend for studying? Edelman.
Yes, Edelman. Also, there's X-Zone, there's URR, Ultrasound Registry Review.
What benefits do we get?
Benefits depends if you're full-time, I think. You'll get like dental, right? Insurance.
Yeah, you get dental, 401, you get all that.
Yeah, you get same benefits as most full-timer jobs. Yeah. Any last minute thoughts, girl?
No, I think we did a good job.
You guys are so amazing. God. Thank you so much. Please don't forget to subscribe to our channels. I'm lolgeselle on YouTube.
And I've got this times 2.
She's got this times 2, y'all. So definitely come support us.
Thank you, Giselle, so much.
No, thank you so much for being here. And thank you guys, everyone who's here. Seriously, it means a lot. Thank you, Candace, Karen, all of you guys that come all the time to my live streams or commenting on our videos. It really means a lot to us, and it helps us do these for you guys. Okay, so keep doing it. Because you need to feed your kids and eat dinner, and I need to eat dinner too. But there will be more of these, right?
Absolutely.
So we always connect, you guys. Instagram, okay? I've got this times 2. Instagram.
I'm shy to go on my Instagram because nobody responds, but I don't know. So
yeah. Well, keep doing it, girl.
Opening up my new horizons.
Yes, she's doing great. Don't you guys agree?
You're so
but yeah, definitely her videos are great. So thank you so much for being here. You guys get your questions in your head, comment them on our channels and our Instagram. So we love you guys. Thank you so much.
Karen says my husband's hungry.
Oh God, feed the husband. Guys. You guys are so great. Thank you guys so much. Bye, Tamika. It's so nice seeing you.
Bye.
La, la. End. Wait, cancel. Gotta make sure I do this correct, y'all. Okay, ending. Thank you, Tamika. Oh my gosh, that was amazing. How do I end this? Bye, everyone. See y'all on the next one. Thank you so much for all your great questions. Oh no, all my dogs are barking. Someone's here. Someone's here at the door. I gotta go. All the dogs are barking. Share to IGTV. Ooh. This is a great photo. Thank you guys so much for being here. I'm trying to put this on IGTV. Oh, my dogs are barking. Who's down there? Someone's also dropping something off to my house right now. What's the best thumbnail, y'all? I need to figure it out. Thumbnails are always the hardest thing to do. I hope Tamika does more lives. Tamika. Okay. This is a funny one. Yeah, okay, let's keep it on that one. Next. Title, All Things Ultrasound with Tamika. Check out our Q&A, ultrasound Q&A. Check out our ultrasound Q&A. I can't believe it's 2 hours. Grab a snack and talk with us. Yay. Add to series. Okay, post. Uh-oh, someone's calling. Hello? Hi, okay, I'm coming. Thank you. Okay, bye. Okay, someone's here dropping something off. Okay, you guys, thank you so much. I'll see you on the next live. You guys are amazing. Don't forget to hit that like button and subscribe as always. I'm lolgeselle. She's Tamika. I've got this times 2. We all are having so much fun. Stay positive. Be kind to one another. We love you guys. Thank you so much. Bye, Joss. Bye, everybody. See you next time. End.